And away we go, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nightshade from IVD Gaming. Check us out, ivdgaming.tv, as well as check out our sponsors, MSI, CM Storm, and Nadford Technic. Of course, very happy to have you on board watching here on YouTube, or if you're on Twitch watching this live as I cast it. Hey, that's awesome on you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully we're going to bring you some more additionally kick-ass entertainment, excuse my language. Up in the top left-hand corner of the map, representing IVD Gaming, it is Phog. Now his opponent over on the right-hand side of the map, ladies and gentlemen, he's actually been around the scene for quite some time. And, of course, a lot of people use the name, but none use it as well as he. Ladies and gentlemen, from Team Love Your Girlfriend, it is Tassadar. So, very, I guess you could say the big race war, PVZ, ladies and gentlemen. And it is on Habitation Station, which means Overlords are going to get tons of info early on in the game. Certainly to the Protoss's dismay, but also at the same token, Mothership Cores can actually traverse the map very, very quickly as well. So as fast as you can get them out, they're actually a pretty darn good unit for scouting as well. So not to say that it doesn't go back and forth, but you can see this Overlord is already encroaching on this edge here of Tassadar's base, or at least the proper base. Of course, won't get within vision of any structures until a little bit later. Pylon has gone down up front. We can expect to see a gate next, actually. Although he is floating a bit of minerals. No, gate would have gone down at 12. I do stand corrected. It is going to be Nexus first. There it is. And there is Hatchery, as same out of both players. And this is actually, I think that Tassadar's build was entirely based off the scouting of this probe. We do take a look. It did notice that that hatch was going down. Once he saw that there was the intention of throwing the hatch down, he knew he's not worried about early pressure like the minerals. The 300 minerals would normally have been spent on Zerglings, which would be the pressure he'd worry about. In which case, then the income that he would have spent on that Nexus would immediately gone walling up the front, going gate, or something along those lines, or you see where I'm going with it. He's basically, he would have switched it up. Switched up the build, gate, forge, and then maybe a pylon, and then held position. But in this particular case, it is going to be a, well, I guess you could say it's a Nexus first, forge expand. Gates behind it. Photon cannon behind that as well. Very, very well played. And actually everything is touching. So in order to get into this side of the map, he's got to go all the way through the entranceway. So really, really well played actually. So the Banelings are not going to get easy roll-ins. Hatch, of course, has gone down. Zergling's out on the map here trying to do some scouting as well. Gas yet to be taken, so certainly looks like Phog is planning on taking a third base fairly soon. We should see it. There it is. Indeed. So pretty much right on the money. And assimilators, of course, double gas here being taken as well. And that is, again, very standard at this particular point in the game. Now, I should point out that 3 workers on each, generally at this point, is normal. In a normal 1 gate expand, you take 2 workers in each so that you can afford to do the gas as well as the stalker as well as the mothership core. Now, in this particular case, 3 workers on each after the fact is normal. You're going to need that for the levels of tech that you're going to need. And off of 2 base, it's pretty much the best way to go about it. In this particular point in the game, you can afford to do it because you have a sufficient amount of probes kicking around. Cyber core is going to go down as well, sharing off this 1 pylon to the left. And Lings are, like I said, out on the map doing some scouting, trying to find absolutely everything. There's one lonely Ling all the way down here, just chilling on out. Hey, little guy. Yeah. You've been forgotten. Yeah, as we can see, 2 other Lings are heading on out. 1 has been left on the watchtower. They're going to see a Zealot. Oh, attempt to micro the little bugger, but unfortunately 1 of them did die. And then the shot's going to go off from the photon cannon. Of course, they do shoot for 20 hit points of damage. There we are. Lings, on the other, can't take 2 shots because they only have 35 hit points of health. Not until they regenerate at least a little bit. And you can see Queen has already popped here for Phog. So Phog looking like he's in great shape right now. Again, more Lings in production as well as drones. And he's going to really be, there's going to be a very careful balance here. As you can see, he's just taking 1 of his gas here, taking another one down on his natural. And this is because he's really trying to throttle the amount of drones he needs, but at the same time not giving up map control either to any units such as this. And he also needs to be able to defend. You know, he doesn't want to have any problems. And the Lings are going to work away on the Stalker. Unfortunately, they can't shoot in the sky. They can't jump. So Mothership Core is going to be able to do whatever she wants. Stalker here is running for his life, does not want to get surrounded. Roach Warren has gone down as long as with the Nevo. That is fairly standard at this particular point. It's a good solid unit to help shut down gateway units of Tassadar. Tassadar on the flip side, Gates, he's not chrono boosting his warp gate actually. Where is he keeping? He's using it to chrono boost out an Oracle. And does he go for 2 or does he just go for 1? It's an interesting choice. I believe this has been scouted here. Yes, it has. So, yes, they are. And Overlord, of course, is going to fall. And we do see, of course, the Oracle heading on over. We're just going to switch on over to the vision of Tassadar. As it engages here, we'll see what is he going to scout and what's he going to be able to do. Of course, he's going to see immediately that there is a queen there, and that's going to turn that around pretty darn quick, as well as a spore crawler underneath the overlords. I'm sure it's difficult to see in this particular case. It's dead center in there. Believe it or not, 1 spore crawler is almost enough to defend against this one. The support of queen almost always is. Another evo chamber is going to go down as well. Missile attacks is being researched here by Phog. Queen is going to repel the forces of this Oracle, and this Oracle has gotten zip for kills, and it must just be feeling so bad about itself. Hey, performance anxiety for an Oracle. It's so unfortunate. However, one thing I will say I really do like out of Tassadar, okay, he's got a SimCity going on, but he is expanded on out in sub 10 minutes as a Protoss against the Zerg. You know, his scouting and his pressure that he's been trying to apply has provided him with a good bit of information. As a result of that, he's able to do this expansion because he's not really too worried. There's not a whole lot of stuff on the map. Oracle is going to throw down a Revelation to keep an eye peeled on this side of the map, see what's going on. Of course, we do have Lings moving around, but again, there's slow Lings. Speed is not going to finish up for about 17 more seconds. And once that does, okay, and that's going to change the dynamic at least a little bit. But so far, in this game, it's the furthest thing from it. Phog has been banking. It's sitting back, sitting pretty, chilling out, trying to get that great economy Zerg is known for. Right now, he's got a 10-worker lead, 69 to 50. Stand corrected, 69 to 62. But 3-basing Zerg, he needs to get up on 4 if he's going to be anywhere where he wants to be. Lings are going to run on in here and realize that it is going to be Void Rays. Maybe to see if they can catch a couple of worker kills. And some are going to die, but a lot of Lings are going to get wrecked here as well. And they are going to have to back right on off. Warp Prism in production as well, so harassment potential as well out of our Protoss player. Where is that? There it is. Lings are trying to get a run by here, but force fields are going to stop at least for the time being, and Phog is going to have to back on off. Tassadar looking like he's got pretty good control of the situation. Hasn't really lost a lot of workers so far. Only 1, surprisingly, actually, with all of that. And again, we do take a look that there is going to be an expansion. Looks like an expansion attempt is going to go down here. Yep, that's great. You know, it's a great expansion. And the next one, if he does take a 5th, I would like to see him take the gold instead of this base location. And that's just because it's a little easier to access from your main. It's just a quick run on over. But the return is actually worth the 12 drones you're going to throw at it. Now, there is a lot of Lings and even more Hydras, actually. This is actually very scary. Because really, for the most part, Tassadar does not have a lot by way of like ground units. Yeah, he's got a couple of sentries and such like that, but he's really got a lot. The meat and potatoes is in Void Rays and such like that. Oracle's time and a Warp Prism actually are going to head on out here. Oracle I think is going to detract at least a little bit or show something. Not sure. This is a little bit interesting. Phog does not know this is here, but I don't think Tassadar has realized that it's unloaded itself. I think he's microing the Oracle as much as he can. Okay, finally sends in a bunch of Zealots here to do some economic damage, but the Queen is going to draw the ire of these Zealots. Hydralisk's going to help on out here as the Queen is running for her life right now. She only has 1-1, whereas, funnily enough, Tassadar's units only have 1-0, but there is also a push at the same time here by some Hydralisk as well as a handful of Roaches. They're not going to hold up well, though, against this. Not so much the Void Rays, but more the Stalker Colossus. It's actually pretty darn good. More specifically, the Colossus is really quite good against this Zerg army. The splash damage is quite impressive. The Hydras should have no major problem against the Stalkers or the Void Rays. Now, they are Roaches here finally, but they're kind of out of order here. But there's a bit of a flank going off from the north side, but force fields are going to bracket that out. Likewise off from the left-hand side, so Tassadar very much in control here as Phog is desperately trying to shut some stuff down. Does take care of the Mothership Core, and it looks like a couple of the Void Rays have fallen, but still Phog actually with a good number of units here right now, and he's actually got some on the high ground as well as the low ground, so he can still try to jump all over this if it just to try to push back and sit back in. Tassadar is going to reinforce as quickly as he can. He has his +2 weapons on the way as well. Stalkers again, maybe ill-advised to re-engage here, is just the numbers are not where they need to be for Phog to be able to crush this, but he's going to have to sit back and take it easy. Now, he does have the roaches up front and personal. There are a handful of force fields available, but I can definitely see that Tassadar is being somewhat resourceful with them. He's trying not to spend them unless he absolutely needs to. But the longer he takes with this engagement, the better off it is for Phog, as he's just going to be able to get a bigger and bigger army supply. Again, there's one force field, another one. But again, not enough really to bracket this out. And you can see, there we go, there's the rest of the force field. None now available. Again, 2 Colossus, so good here. I don't know how Phog is going to really be able to win against this. This is just a very impressive force. Granted, Phog has a larger army supply, but the Colossus are just so very good at crushing this unit composition. It's pretty much a direct counter, and you can see he's actually going to back on up here, I think. No, I stand corrected. The Roach Hydras are going to move. That Warp Prism has been sniped, unfortunately. So has this 4th base for Phog. So Tassadar in a lot of trouble here. Or rather, not Tassadar is not in a lot of trouble. Phog is in a lot of trouble here, because now he's on even bases, not what you want. However, there is going to be a push here. Good abducts here, trying to pull these Colossus out of position. He is going to shut them down. Blinding Clouds are going to work very well against all of these Protoss units, but unfortunately the numbers are starting to dwindle here for Phog. Reinforcements are in production. He's got 6 more Roaches and 6 more, Hydralisks as well, engaging into this, but he's going to continue to push on forward here. Stalkers are trying to hold the fort here, but not enough, despite some very good Blink Micro. And the Stalkers are going to get shredded. Of course, Hydralisks are pretty much the best counter against Stalkers, at least for the short term. And there is going to be a blink on out of here just to try to save what few Stalkers are left. But as we do see, this has been a very good engagement for Phog, but just buying enough time to be able to push on forward. But he also has a really good upgrade advantage with those +2/+2 upgrades. You can see almost one-shotting these Stalkers, but the Stalkers are going to have to, again, run for their lives, as the Hydralisks are going to chase them down all the way across the map. Army supply lead is quite substantial, though. Now Tassadar is in a world of hurt, ladies and gentlemen, because Phog has 105 army supply to the 37 of Tassadar, so he is in a lot of pain. I think, honestly, in that one engagement there, he should have backed on off, despite the fact it looked as good as it did, and you can see that abductions need to occur, and we'll see if that is going to be the case. One does go down. Goodbye, Colossus. Second Colossus gets abducted as well. Great timing. I like the fact he doesn't pull both at the same time. And Stalker's now the last line of defense for Tassadar, but he is going to tap out at a big GG, and ladies and gentlemen, Phog will be victorious. Check him out, ivdgaming.com.